RC. Alright, so you can see that my Jeep here, you can see the part over here, excuse the mess, it's a little messy on my bench, was having some issues, significant rubbing in the front here. I do have the overdrive, if you haven't seen that installation, that is in there right now. It's overdrive gear with the worm or corkscrew or gear, however you want to call that gear there. So I thought maybe that was the problem, and so I basically am having exploratory surgery. It's basically what I've been doing. I've tried multiple different ways. I can't see anything that was rubbing, but I did come across something. Let's see if I can show you here. So this is my initial. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. So this is my initial. Sorry, I know, dirty fingernails. So this is the Trio extension. You can see all the rub. I mean, the black is pretty much gone. You can see some of the dusting in there. Looks like it's been sanded. But everything I've done in experimenting, nothing is touching, nothing is rubbing. So I, for the life of me, could not figure out what in the world was causing my tire not to move. It was basically locking up. Every time I tried to tighten the screw, it would just get tight. So after some digging, there was something I found, and I've never, technically in the RC world, have never experienced this problem yet. It is obviously talked about, and it's a good idea to upgrade them if you can. Now, it's going to be hard to see this, so you can move this a little bit. I'm going to get real close here. I want you to see that right there. You see that? That is a bearing. There's the bearing, you see the bearing little balls there, the housing for it. Every part of it. That's what I just pulled out of the inside of my steering knuckle. You can see in there, there's still a part left in there. So what was happening, you can see major rubbing along the sides there. Sorry, the zoom's a little pain in the butt. So what was happening is that the little ball of the bearings were getting loose and moving around again because of the grease and the oil that's on them. Were sticking to pieces in there and causing friction and rubbing and just eating away everything inside my wheel. So that was my problem. We got a bad bearing. Every time I kept trying to tighten it, it wasn't tightening to anything. The bearing was completely dissolved inside. So not from rust or anything, just a bad bearing. So all right, so one of the things that when dealing with these bearings that you need to pay attention to and removal, as you can see here, we're gonna get real close here. The top there, that's a good bearing. That's what the bearing looks like when it's all together. When the bearing collapses and falls apart, that's right there, the bottom, those are the pieces you're going to get. And all those little ball bearings that you see, you have to go through. For instance, so this one happened in the steering knuckle, Trio steering knuckle. I'm actually going to use the camera here to kind of inspect it. It's got a little bit of blue in there. You need, looks like there's one more in there. You need to make sure you remove all those little tiny ball bearings. They will destroy your parts, your hardware, and that's why you can see some of the damaging. I guess it's not too bad on this side in here. That's just a little dirty, but so the rubbing issues was completely done by the bearings. This is what it did to my extension. So there was no other metal touching it. Literally just bearings getting stuck in there and just grinding. And so. Yeah, so just something you need to be aware of. It's a good idea. You can take a magnet, wash it. There's multiple different ways of doing it. As you can see, I need to go through my steering knuckle and make sure I get all of them out of there. But yeah, so just want to let you know. So, it's interesting how a lot of these videos, my mishaps turned into your information. That's the way the world works, right? Someone's got to mess it up to figure out how to fix it, right? All right, so I just wanted to throw that in there, let you know. Yeah, so if your bearings collapse or disintegrate inside, you need to go through and actually kind of detail, especially if it's a 24. These are tiny little bearings. I mean, you can see that's just my hand, my fingers, you could see. They are tiny, so they're gonna be hard to see. But you do need to go through and get them all out. And yeah. So you have to dig deep in your cars to find interesting issues, and so it'll definitely be something I'm gonna have to fix. But yeah, so if you are having some rubbing in your 24s and you can't for the life of you figure it out, sometimes it's simple and small as a bearing. So just something to be aware of. I know it's not the most informational video for the day, but I hope this might solve a problem or two for a couple people. Yeah. So other than that, I've got to do the bearing. I can put it back together and I'll be running fine. I have, you can see here, been working on the power line body. I've got extensions. I was doing experimenting with the extensions from vice versa to cars, but I'm going to take this out today, and you'll get a little bit of the end of this video, a little bit of driving with this. So on my little mini rock course that's been slow progress, but it's slowly coming along. So all right, let's go ahead and do some driving, and then yeah, thanks for watching. Hello. So excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and talk through this first part. Just letting you know, yeah, it's not the best driving in the world. It's the first time I actually put the 24 on this course. I just finished this course the day previous to this, so I have had no real testing on it whatsoever. There'll be changes and that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to throw it out there, let you know that yeah, it's not the best driving in the world. I apologize, but I had to experiment with the way this course was going to run, and it turned out to be actually quite difficult for the 24. So I'll need a lot more practice, but you know, at least it's an honest drive. I did cut out some tedious parts where I got stuck, but there's a couple I left in here so you can see that I clearly was struggling. So yeah, just want to throw it out there. So thanks for watching, and remember to hit that like button if you like what you're watching, and subscribe if you want to continue to keep seeing what we're doing. We put out a lot of videos, so you might want to hit that notification bell if you do to subscribe, because we do about at least 3 videos a week, sometimes 5, and sometimes we do a video every day. So yeah, all right, thank you, bye.